Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Mavani. I hope you all are doing good, my dear friends. Today I have got a special topic for you guys, and it is associated with Afghanistan. Now, you know it very well that Afghanistan is a very important country for our country. We have invested huge amount of energy as far as uplifting Afghanistan is concerned. We are engaged in developing this India-Afghan Friendship Dam, their parliament, schools, hospitals, so many other things, isn't it? So it is in our interest to see that Afghanistan becomes a democratic country. The whole democratic process of this Afghanistan becomes a bit more mature. But Afghanistan is going through various challenges as well. Particularly terrorism is a big thing, and Taliban has been creating big problems for the people as well as for the country of Afghanistan. Now, the reason why we are discussing this particular item is because a big attack took place on a very big city called Ghazni, that is strategically located in Afghanistan. If you observe the map of Afghanistan, then we find that Kabul is, of course, the capital of Afghanistan. And if we move on the southern side of Kabul, right, towards the southern portion of Afghanistan, then we reach here at a very important city. It's called Ghazni. The reason why it is important is because from here, Ghazni, you get connectivity to this Kandahar and other places of South Afghanistan. So if this Ghazni falls down, if it is under the control of Taliban, that means the government will lose control gradually. It will lose control over the whole southern portion of Afghanistan. The sad thing that, it's not shocking, but it is of course sad that Pakistani army, it is alleged that Pakistani army supported Taliban people to make it a bit more severe, this offensive or this attack that was conducted on the city of Ghazni. From recent past, it has been observed that the way Taliban is, their attack is getting a bit more and more severe. The frequency and intensity of Taliban's attack is also expanding. This is also, a way of keeping yourself, in a sort of powerful position. How it works is that I'll give you a small example. If you have an enemy, say for example, if you know that enemy is weak, so you won't pay that much attention. If you hear something from your enemy, if you're threats coming from that weak enemy, you won't take that seriously. But when you have an enemy, that is creating troubles for you, when that particular enemy is destroying your properties and your people and other things, then you will take that enemy very seriously. So this is also a warfare technique that it seems that that's what Taliban is doing here at present. And Ashraf Ghani, who is the president of Afghanistan, has offered a ceasefire yet again, right? He has offered a ceasefire. And this ceasefire, this period is nearly 3 months from the end of August till November. And remember, the terms and conditions will be decided by, of course, Taliban, because it's this organization, Taliban, that is creating all these troubles and attacks and other things. So the ball is in Taliban's court, or you can also say that Afghanistan government is at the moment in a sort of fragile condition. It's not in a position, to say that we will not forgive and we will not, we will take a revenge on this thing, or people who are associated with this attack will not be left and things like that. Instead, the government is offering a ceasefire. So it indicates that this is something that Taliban, that's what Taliban wants. And when government is taking this stand, it will, just imagine the moral, this moral psychology, or this impact on this morality and the faith of people on a country, Afghanistan. It will get shaken, isn't it? Because people will think that our government is not that capable enough to face Taliban. So this is again a wrong signal, and this is something that Taliban wants. Now, both Kabul and Taliban in recent past, they have agreed to release some prisoners held by them. So this was a sort of okayish, you can say, sort of gesture, a little bit positive gesture, you can say. And if I take you through what's going on in Afghanistan in recent past, as you can see here, I will allow you guys to either pause this video here and go through this details, or of course you can download the PDF of this lecture, and then of course I will reckon you guys to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes observing this map that you can see on your screen. You can see here that nearly, roughly approx 50% of Afghanistan's portion is under the control of Taliban. So it's getting stronger and stronger, and particularly after this previous ceasefire, as I told you that yet again earlier on there was a ceasefire, and this ceasefire was during Eid period, and after that, we have seen that Afghanistan has, you can say it has come back with a big boom. It is creating huge, and every single day we find attacks taking place in somewhere. Today is Kabul, somewhere nearby embassies and important places and places of worship, and they are not living anything at all. And this emir, or you can say the main leader of this Taliban, his name is Hibatullah Akhundzada. What he has said that the infidel invading forces have lost all will of combat. He's referring to USA. Their strategy, USA as well as this NATO forces, their strategy has failed. Advanced technology and military equipment rendered useless, and the arrogant American generals have been compelled to bow to the jihadi or the greatness of the Afghan nation. And when Ashraf Ghani is offering peace, and he's talking about this, he's offering this Taliban to come to a table so that they can have a chat or discussion about the situation and future of Afghanistan. So this again indicates that the government is in a very fragile position. As we observe that one step or foot back taken by Kabul or the government, that is matched by two advanced feet of this Taliban organization. And something similar they did in 1996 as well, when they controlled this whole territory of Afghanistan. At that point of time as well, their whole strategy was to to break down this morale of the opposition and create this trouble, and spread this message that they are very powerful and things like that. And at that point of time as well, we know that Pakistan used to, for a very long period of time, Pakistan has worked as a sort of sanctuary for all these notorious elements and groups. But the sad thing is that now what we find is that Pakistan is also providing military support and other important training and other things, weapons and all these things are provided by Pakistan. So this is a matter of concern, of course. And when this thing came out in media at that point of time, the army chief of Pakistan, Mr. Bajwa, said that the people who died in this attack, right, they were poor laborers who were there in Ghazni city for work, and they have nothing to do with this terror attack. That's what Pakistani army has to say on this thing. But we know it very well. It's not the first time. Even during this Kargil war as well, they said that they were terrorists, but later on we came to know that they were official soldiers of Pakistani force. So if we want to reign, if you want to control, if you want to reign Taliban, if you want to control Taliban, then we have to control Pakistan, and this can be done by America, because it is America who has always created situations. It has provided some sort of a sort of gray area for Pakistan, because when it comes to India, for a very long period of time, USA used to stay away from this matter. It used to support Pakistan, and at present Pakistan has placed itself in such a position that even USA is finding it very difficult to ignore Pakistan when it comes to Afghanistan. And of course, if we talk about the future of Afghanistan, then yes, Pakistan is a very important stakeholder, because if we don't change this mindset of Pakistan, then we won't be able to change this whole situation of it that's going on in Afghanistan. Because if there is peace and if there is peace and tranquility in Afghanistan, then Pakistan will become a sort of, you can say, its importance, it will lose its importance, and that's something that Pakistan does not want to see, because if Afghanistan is peaceful, then money will not come into Pakistan from various different countries. Like USA will stop supporting Pakistan, and so this is the thing. So it's a very tricky situation. Last year, Mr. Trump came out with the South Asia policy, and he talked about controlling, getting rid of Taliban and all these things. But still, so far, we have seen many attacks, on Taliban people. Many important leaders have been killed as well. But still, Taliban is not something that we can ignore. And India is a country, as I told you right in the starting of this discussion, that India is a stakeholder in in Afghanistan. Of course, we are not directly engaged as far as this military is concerned, but we are keenly observing what's going on here. And let's hope that Mr. Trump will come out with some sort of formula that will control Pakistan. So a very important topic, because of course Afghanistan is a SAARC nation as well, very important country for Asia too. So in this context, it's a very important thing, you can say, or current affairs that's going on in Afghanistan. With this difference, let's talk about news items. But before that, I would like to introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet course, particularly for UPSC exams. If you are preparing for it, then check out StudyIQ.com. We offer you full complete pre and mains course for 22,500 rupees only. You can study at your own home's comfort, but if you are going for a coaching class, then over there you have to pay somewhere around 2 lakh or more than that. So think about it, right? Check out StudyIQ.com, and it will help you with taking a sort of informed decision. With this, dear friends, I download the PDF of today's lecture from my Facebook page and Twitter handle. Now let's talk about BIMSTEC. Fourth BIMSTEC meeting took place in Kathmandu, that is in Nepal. And the whole, you can say, the theme of this meeting was towards a peaceful, or theme was a peaceful, prosperous, sustainable Bay of Bengal region. We have talked about this BIMSTEC just yesterday, or in the previous discussion, that is on 29th and 30th August PIB analysis. So I'm not going into the geographical and other details here. What we are going to pay our attention at is this Kathmandu declaration. Leaders have reaffirmed their strong commitment to make BIMSTEC a dynamic, effective and result-oriented regional organization. You know that BIMSTEC has this potential to work as a bridge between ASEAN and SAARC countries. The other thing is that there is no country in this BIMSTEC region, may it be Bangladesh or Thailand or Sri Lanka or India, Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal, all these 7 countries, right? They are victim of terrorism, directly and indirectly. And directly and indirectly speaking, there is no country on this planet that has not been affected by terrorism. Now, you would argue that we hardly find news like Japan has been attacked by terrorist organizations. But if you observe, if you are following current affairs, and if you have that eye, then you will find that back in 2015 or 16, a big attack took place in Bangladesh, and at that point of time, so many Japanese people, our citizens, were killed. So indirectly, you see here that there is no country, when I'm saying that there is no country that is not affected by this terrorism and terrorists directly or indirectly. So it's a big topic for BIMSTEC nations as well. And together we have decided in this Kathmandu declaration that we are going to get rid of this terrorist organization. We are going to prevent their source of finance. We are going to, hunt them down. We are going to get rid of all those nations who are providing the safe havens, and we are going to create pressure on those nations. Say, for example, Pakistan, blocking recruitment and cross-border movement of terrorists, countering radicalization, particularly online, countering misuse of internet for purpose of terrorism, and all these things are part of Kathmandu declaration. The other thing is we have also promised that we are going to promote a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable Bay of Bengal region. And we have also talked about robust institutional arrangements, because what has happened so far with BIMSTEC is that it has talked about so many things, but when it comes to delivering results, it has not proved its caliber. So it's a negative thing about BIMSTEC. But if we set up this robust institutional arrangements, when we set up the secretariat office, and when money is coming in for sorting out all these meetings and other things, then we can see results, so this can be done. And multi-dimensional connectivity, yesterday we were talking about it. So these are the things that are part of this Kathmandu declaration. Now let's have a tour of Europe, because our president is going to visit this 3 nations, European countries, that is Cyprus, Bulgaria and Czech Republic, from 2nd to 9th of September. All these 3 countries are European countries, of course, and they are part of European Union as well. What we are looking for is enhancing trade, investment, technology, as well as people-to-people ties with these countries. Now let me take you through all these 3 countries here. Let me first highlight here, and then I will zoom it up a little bit for you so that you can see it clearly. So here you have Cyprus here. As you can see here, this is Mediterranean Sea. It's an island nation, and it's not far from Syria and Lebanon. But then as well, remember that it's not part of Asia, it is part of Europe. Then you have this country called Bulgaria, sharing its border or eastern border with Black Sea. And then you can see other countries as well with which it is sharing its land boundary. And then here you have Czech Republic, a completely landlocked nation, isn't it? Prague, a very famous city, famous for nightlife, famous for tourism. That is the capital of Czech Republic here. So dear friends, make sure that once you download the PDF, at least spend 5 to 10 minutes after this map as well. And now let's talk about Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Remember that it is this ministry that releases this GDP related data, and we have a very good news here that in the first quarter of 2018-19, or let me explain it to you for new students. See, in our country the financial year starts from April, right? So current financial year is running on from 1st April 2018 and it will end on 31st March 2019. So I hope there is no confusion with the financial year of our country. So in 12 months, of course, you have, in 1 year you have 12 months, and you can divide them into 4 quarters, because quarter means 25%. So 25% of 12 months is 3 months, of course. So quarter 1 means April, May and June. So in this 3 months, we have clocked 8.2% as far as GDP expansion is concerned. And the reason is that manufacturing has expanded, construction is doing well, farming is doing well, right? And spending of private as well as government is doing good. We have some good other things as well, like monsoon has been overall normal, effect of GST and demonetization has faded away. But same time we have some things to watch out, like higher crude oil prices and this trade war. That's everything in today's discussion, dear friends. I hope things are clear to you. Please make sure that you at least share this lecture with other students, and don't forget to hit the like button if you have learned something from today's discussion. God bless you all. I will see you all soon. Enjoy. Jai Hind.